people are only interested in something only if it sounds, new and fresh and exciting, and has something original or different to offer.
Since I was, about 9 or 10 years old in Denmark and first started becoming very interested in music and so forth, for some reason drums, I used to start out with these cardboard boxes and these things that you would mix paint with, and just sit and play on these things and never try to play anything specifically structured or anything, but I always used to sit and pretend that I was Ian Pace from Deep Purple, and I always got a big kick out of that. And I think up through the rest of the 70s, every time that most people would stand in front of the mirror and play air guitar, I always found myself, swinging wildly in the air, playing or pretending I was some sort of drummer. So when finally I started getting around to really becoming so interested in it that it was time to do something, I just, went the drum way and, just became very quickly interested in sort of, I didn't want to sit for 5 years and get lessons and learn all that. I was so interested in just playing songs and playing with guitar players and so forth, that as soon as I could count to 4, I started looking for other people to get a band together with. And I don't necessarily recommend that to other people, but it was I was just so interested in playing in a band that I just sort of jumped over all the sort of beginning learning things and just went straight into playing with other people.
Try and do a lot of different things. A lot of times, we succeed. A lot of times we don't succeed. That's the stuff you don't hear on the album, folks. But I mean, that's one thing that strikes me as being, one outstanding factor in heavy metal. You can play fast. You can play slow. You can bring in classical music, or you can play, a blues beat in the middle of a song and go back to playing, 50,000 miles per hour. And there's just a lot you can do with it. It's free form.
Basically, ever since we started back in LA in '81, that we've always, I think, have had some sort of inner desire, some sort of subconscious desire to try and just be different. It's not something that I said that we really sat down and decided. It was more, I think, we saw a lot of other bands put themselves in situations that we really wanted to avoid ourselves and so forth. And I think that just over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, we've just been interested in trying to stand our own ground and so forth, and just trying to, not consciously, but just sort of, as much as we could, sort of shy clear of some of the cliches lyrically and, like you said, visually, and just in a lot of different ways that other bands seem to attach themselves to. One loosely based on these lyrics from a book called Johnny Got His Gun, written by a guy named Dalton Trumbo. And what we found out in September of last year was that there was actually a movie of the same name that came and went really quickly back in 1971, directed by Dalton Trumbo himself. We thought that sounded pretty interesting. We got the rights to the movie, checked out the movie, and basically came up with the idea, which is something that we couldn't really remember anyone else having done, which was basically trying to tell the story of what goes on within the song and obviously within the movie, and taking bits and pieces from the movie and integrating them with us playing the song in a very loose and subdued kind of, you know, way, just when we jam or rehearse or whatever. So we basically just filmed us playing the song one day and basically intercut it with all this footage that this guy had picked out, which were the main essential parts to the story. And, you know, to make a long story shorter, we just thought that we had an idea here which was very, very different and very unique from what other metal bands had been doing with their videos for the past few years.
What is democracy?
Got something to do with young men killing each other, I believe.
When it comes my turn, will you want me to go?
For democracy.